Hey guys, this is John Moo from John Can Fish TV, and in this video I'm going to show you one of my favorite rigs on how to catch jewfish on the Gold Coast. Now this rig works really well out in the closer reefs. I've tried to use this rig within the seaway itself, where the north wall is and all that. Never caught a jew with this rig. However, it works really well in the 18s, bait grounds, 24s, and they just this rig happens to always catch big jew in those sort of water depths. So enjoy the video, give me a thumbs up, give me a like and share please. It really helps the channel a lot. So all right, let me show you what I do. Hey guys, all right, so I've just made a rig. Well, I actually just made a video, but I noticed that half the video you see my toolbox instead of maybe I say neighbor and his Harley driving by. All right, so this is the rig I want to show you guys. It is the finished product, and I have already tied it, but I can just go through and just show you what I've done. So I've used 80-pound leader from it's a platypus tough leader. Okay, you could consider using 60 pounds, and I've got away with it before, but a lot of the jews that I do catch are over a meter on the Gold Coast, and you'd rather be safe than sorry, so I go 80 pounds, especially if you're fishing in more reefier areas, and that it can sort of put a lot of kinks in your line. So go the 80 pounds. The fish doesn't mind. It's not going to affect your catch rate. So all right, so swivel, and this is don't worry about the hooks for a moment. So you got a swivel, you got 2 meters, okay, for your rig, all the way to your sinker. Okay, the sinker, this is 12 ounce. As you can see, I'll put a swivel on there, a snap swivel. It's a cheap swivel. It's a Jarvis Walker. It does the job, right? And the reason why I do that is because once you do get a snag, and you pull it off, that tends to break off, and not necessarily your fishing line, because if you get a snag on 80 pounds and you got tough knots and everything's done right, it does not give in. so normally you probably give in, you maybe want to cut the line, but we don't want to litter in the sea. So so put a snap swivel, or alternatively, if you don't want to use a snap swivel, you can always just tie a granny knot, just 2 knots onto the sinker, and that pulls off every time you have a snag. That's the first thing that gives in. Okay, that's my tip when it comes to the sinkers. Just once again, I just use a mustard size 1 swivel. I've not known any fish that can break a metal swivel. This is not the cheap brass ones. It is cheap, but it's not ones that are very expensive. I do have very expensive ones. I'll show you what I mean. Like this Shogun, mate, 36 bucks, mate. I think that was for 2. 36 bucks ain't worth it for a swivel, trust me. Okay, so and then what I do is, still on 80-pound leader, I tie an assist hook on here, and I also do a double blood knot here. So all my knots are double blood knots. Okay, if you're not sure how to tie double blood knot, just look it up on YouTube, how to tie double blood knot, and there's heaps of people there that will show you how to do it. In terms of hook sizes, I use Gamakatsu's octopus hooks, size 8 for jewfish. As I said, a lot of them are big, so you need big hooks, and also use big baits. So if your bait isn't this big, let's say, normally that goes through the nostrils or through the mouth underneath the chin, and that goes to the side of the body, around the midsection or around the tail, or up the top of the bait fish. If it overlaps like that, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's not going to affect your catch rate. Okay, so this is the rig, guys, just like that. Okay, And the other version that I've done with the hooks, that works really well as well, is, let me just grab off here, so just ignore this bit here, guys. Okay, it's this one here. Very similar. It's like this. Okay, so to tie one of these, I can't remember what it's called, but it's simply like you do a loop. I don't want to confuse you guys. You simply do a loop, you go around and around, and then you pull this thing through the middle of the loop and you tighten it up. Okay, very easy to do. Okay, what else? I do have glow tubes on here. Glow tubes, they are to protect my knots, because jewfish and well, just like jewfish, they got big teeth, sharp teeth, and they could chew up your line as well. So I tend to apply, just give you a bit of an idea, these are my stock, I guess, of bait jigs and that. I use Jinkai tubes. I also have, and if you like to save time, you could also buy these Shogun ones. They're about $10. These ones are about $6, so it's up to you. The hole's a bit smaller, so I do recommend probably Shogun if you don't want to mess around too much with the eye of the hook. So I just leave it up here. All good bait stores has it. Alright, what else? I've got size 6s here. These are what I use for snapper, and I'll show you my snapper rigs in a different video. Okay, so when I chase jews, do I bring... Actually, I have these pool noodles, and I normally rig them all up ready to go. So after, if I have kinks or if I have snags, I just untie it, put it straight on, one knot, and I'm done. I'm good to go again. No stuffing around on the boat or the jet ski in this case. What tackle do I bring? Obviously pliers, scissors, and this is the only tackle box I bring. I've got a lot of tackle. When I used to bring this bag here, it used to be 3 of these containers. I noticed that I was just carrying all this extra weight for nothing, so I don't need it. So because my rigs are all pre-tied, I rarely ever even go to my tackle box other than get a couple of sinkers if need be, and that's about it. I do have a couple of lures on here. I'm more of a bait fisherman, and I always catch fish on bait. So maybe I just don't have patience with lures. But why change something that's working, right? So, or comfortable with. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That's the rig that I use for jewfish. And yes, I also use these pink skirts as well as attractants as well, and they work really well. All right, thanks for your time.